Hi, this is going to be a bit of an experiment. So this is for the benefit of the Management 482 class that had its meeting canceled this morning, Wednesday, February 5th. And so to try to stay on schedule a little bit, I'm going to make a couple of short videos, and hopefully that'll get us back on track. So there were three things I wanted to do today. One was to finish off some of the stuff having to do with Kenneth Arrow's comments on the price system. Also, to finish off Chapter 6, there's Oliver Williamson and his work with agency theory. And then I'd like to introduce some things with Ayn Rand and ethical egoism. And each one of these I think I'll put in a short video. So anyway, I know this is not the funnest way to do things, but anyway, thanks for sticking in there. So, I think we alluded to at the end of the class on Monday, February 3rd, that Kenneth Arrow is a Nobel Prize-winning economist, and he has done some work having to look at the role of prices in the free marketplace. And if you think about it, prices are just an essential feature of a marketplace because it's what helps make people make decisions. Do you want to buy something? Yes or no? Price is a major consideration. Doesn't mean you're always going to buy the cheapest thing, but it does. Price is an important, just an important piece of information. In fact, you might even make a decision between two cars. One car may be lower price than the other car. It doesn't mean you're going to buy it because you might have questions about its reliability or its safety, something like that. So, and those things, for instance, the future reliability or safety of a car, those features can be reflected in price as well. So price plays a very central role in determining how scarce resources are going to be allocated in a free market system. Now there's some good things about this, and those are mentioned in Donna Wood in her discussion, and there are also some not so good things. So we're going to call these the virtues and the vices of the price system, and I'm going to encourage you to read those virtues and vices rather carefully. But beyond just memorize them, I'd ask you to reflect on them a little deeper. So a great place to see the price system in operation is on eBay. So let me actually start with another example. In the first day of class, I came in and asked a question: should we use some variable pricing to, for instance, establish tuition rates? Should we charge different prices or different rates of tuition for classes based on when they met or the popularity of the professor or the major or any number of factors, much like the airlines do? Well, take that to another level. I can tell you what the price of an airline ticket is if you tell me how much service you want, which day you want to travel. But what is the price of a mint condition Marvel Batman comic? Something like that. Well, you can go on eBay and find out. I mean, today what that price is, and it may have been different than the price yesterday or the price last week, what somebody's willing to pay. Obviously, the prices that you see on eBay are very dynamic. They fluctuate all the time. I mean, usually they're within a pretty narrow range. If you want to iPad 3 in fairly good condition, chances are on Monday you're going to pay more or less the same price that you will on Tuesday, but it's not guaranteed. So what if, for instance, we put enrollment, open seats in some of our classes for bid on eBay? So how much are you willing to bid to get a seat in Finance 331 or Management 481, something like that? Let's suppose we got two students right near the end of their schedules, and there's only one open seat. Why don't we have them bid on that? Or think about maybe another example might be a doctor. Let's say there's a very prominent doctor. You have something, let's say like a skin rash, or something else is going on, an ear infection, and you go to your regular doctor, and the regular doctor says, "I think you need to see a specialist." So here's the name of a specialist, and try to get in to see this person as soon as you can, let's say in the next week. And so you go online and you find this doctor. and the doctor has one appointment available in the next week, and it's up for bid. So, do you want this appointment? Yes or not? Well, yes or no? Well, if you want it, then you're going to have to go on eBay and outbid other potential patients for that appointment with the doctor. So, why can't a doctor put his or her appointments for bid on eBay? And there's probably something here that makes you a little uncomfortable, a little uncertain. Logistically, there may be some questions about this, but it doesn't quite sound right. It may be one thing to put Marvel Comics on eBay, but what about a doctor's appointment? Or what about, for instance, seats in the college class? Or what about some other things? Do we always want to see prices be the allocator of resources? And so, kind of putting the virtues and the vices together, Arrow still says that prices are a good way to go and that free markets are a good way to go, but that we are probably concerned about, are some people going to be left out because they can't pay? Do we really want price to determine everything? Who gets what and who's left out? So he mentions three core principles, or at least Donald Wood explains three core principles and said, markets need to, they can follow the price mechanism, but they also need to incorporate three core principles to kind of ensure that we really do have a good society and a good economy, and that people are going to be treated fairly. And I'm going to encourage you, and this is what we would have done today in class. Actually, what we did in the class, the section that did meet, is we touched on these three core principles, and I kind of pointed them out. So I'd like to actually separate this all out. I'm going to create another video and say something about Williamson and agency theory. All right, thanks.